All right, my friends, welcome to episode 408 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry, the professor. I play games. Over there is Anthony, the dev. He plays games and makes games. And before we begin, I would like to suggest an episode title. Processed Payment, semicolon, Packaged Items.
Sure. That is very much the meme right now.
Oh, my God. We are, of course, talking about the Steam Deck OLED that we both ordered last Thursday, and we do not have.
Nope. I do know that some people have even got their... So, one of my coworkers who has shipped is the limited edition.
Oh, and he got it. He bought it right when it opened?
Yeah, but there was still 1 to 2 weeks,
it
supposedly.
Was, yeah.
But his is shipped already.
Wow.
That is actually something to chat about there.
Yeah, it's a bummer because I was going to get the limited edition one, but I said like 2 to 3 weeks. I was like, no. But
and they're still, I think, they're still available. One.
Yep.
So they're not that limited. And they're just, 1 to 2 weeks. That is what they say for their estimated delivery time. But based on online and everything, people are getting them sooner than that.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is you can still get them. And I'm pretty sure that's driven scalpers mad at this point.
Exactly, right? They're not that limited. Shoot, I bought it. I saw eBay listings that were like, 1,000 or plus, and then dropped quickly down to like basically sticker price.
Yep. Because clearly, and none of the other ones have sold out. They're all sitting, like right now, 3 to 5 business day delivery estimates.
If it wouldn't fuck everything up, I almost want to cancel my order and get one of the limited edition ones, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. They look neat. I don't need to spend the extra money right now on it. I'm happy with my middle of the road one. I'll get a screen protector to put on it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'll upgrade the hard drive eventually when I want to. If I feel like I'm hitting that point.
We talked last week about the screen differences, and I've seen more images of the screen differences, and it basically shakes out to exactly what we both thought. The idea of the 1 terabyte model, the etched glass, whatever, refracting the light or whatever, diffusing the light.
Yeah.
Versus yours, it kind of has like the shiny light. But if you're playing at night with no lights on, it doesn't matter, and actually clearer.
Yeah, and the thing is where if the glare is really bothering me at all, I'm not one that really gets bothered by it. I'll just get a anti-glare screen to put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Call it good.
Yep.
And then the hard drive, you can already get 2 terabyte. These are small NVMe drives. They're like the little shorts, the 30 millimeters, not the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get them at 2 terabytes for a couple $100 right now, and those are only going to crash further.
Oh yeah, yep.
So
yeah, when you're ready,
I'm very comfortable swapping an SSD out of this thing. So. Although you just also get an SD card as well.
I was going to ask you about that because the obviously the SD cards are more expensive, but you can expand it with SD card, which I think you could put the game on and run games from there.
They're just SD cards are just slower. So it just depends on the game. You would choose where you want to put it. The internal the NVMe drive is going to be much faster transfer rate, so you'd probably want to put more performant games on there. If you're going to play, I don't know, Cyberpunk on it, which is crazy, but people do it. You'd probably want that on internal. But small indie games or anything, you could just throw that on an SD card. It's not going to matter. I am really looking forward though for emulation. Really. I've been watching a bunch of guys. There's a great program called EmuDeck that does all the setup for you. You select the emulators you want and what systems. It does all the configuration. You give it a bunch of options on what your controls you want, and it just does all the installs and then can import ROMs. And I really want to put PS1 and Super Nintendo stuff on here really badly. Some GBA. I would love that.
That would be really cool. I haven't looked into it yet. I know that I certainly want to look into how to do remote play for PS5 and then obviously Game Pass or whatever, Xbox.
Oh yeah, that EmuDeck actually sets up that as well.
For both, or?
Yeah, it sets up emulators and then has a section where I was watching the guide to it, where you can say streaming gaming, and PlayStation Remote Play is one of the things that it will set up the program that does the streaming through Lens.
Okay, well, first of all, That's fucking awesome. Second of all, I went to emudeck.com and I scrolled just down like a tick or two, and there's fucking Wind Waker. I'm like, all right, these motherfuckers know.
Yeah, you can play GameCube. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could even play Wii U. There is a Wii U emulator for the handful of games that exist on the Wii U and don't on the Switch.
Yeah, I feel like the problem is getting ROMs. Like, I have some ROMs, but
yeah, and that's where it gets a little. I've talked about dicey for me. Like, if it's a game that's like a system that's really not in production anymore,
exactly.
And the games aren't, don't really have a lot of qualms with it, because all you're doing is buying used at that point, and no one's getting any money for it. Like, there's no.
Yep.
Devs have got their money long ago. Like, now it's just more of a preservation thing.
Yep. I feel the same way. I don't.
Modern games, if I was gonna emulate a Switch game, I'm gonna own the Switch game.
Yep, exactly.
And that's where I sit with it. Like, even if I'm not going to play it on the Switch, I'm going to own it. I have seen some people online where they're showing the Switch emulator on the Steam Deck, and they put the game cartridge next to the Steam Deck.
Oh my God.
To prove that, like, no, I own this game.
I own
it's
this,
right here.
Yep.
I'm just playing it here. So, which goes against the whole terms of service, but that's a little grayer to me. I'm just like, if you own the game, go for it.
I feel the same way about emulation. I don't emulate. I have too many games I've actually fucking bought to play to emulate shit. However, old Nintendo games that I can't play anymore is kind of where I'm at. Although I think Nintendo's been doing an okay job bringing things to the Switch via the Nintendo Online service.
They have.
But there are
gaps,
still games,
big gaps.
Exactly. You know what? Yeah, I have Wind Waker on Wii U. I can play that on the Wii U. I would like to play it on my Switch, motherfuckers. I know you have it.
I mean, that's the thing. You have it on a Wii U, but think of how much better it would look at like double resolution.
Oh my God. Well, just handheld.
Handheld and at like double resolution. Because there was, during all the reviews coming out for the Steam Deck OLED, people were doing just general performance stuff on it, and there was one. I think on the EmuDeck site, they have like a videos for setup, and one of them, down thumb, they have a Steam OS guide for setup, and it's done by this Retro Game Core, and they took the Steam Deck OLED through its paces on like emulating from all the way back from NES through up until Switch. They did. That's where they were one that had they did Pokemon Sword, and they had they had the cartridge next to it, and they're like, no, but they definitely were like, you can tell right around the GameCube is where it's really at its like best for performance wise, and then it starts getting a little bit dicier on performance, even on the Steam Deck, to like play Wii U and like Switch games, like better than the Switch would play, but not by a lot.
Luckily, I have both those systems. I don't need it.
Yeah, so you don't need to try. I have to too. So
honestly, I just need it. I would love to be able to stream PlayStation games that I own.
Yep.
And fucking Game Pass on this fucking handheld.
Oh, that's true.
Have that plus my Steam library, I'm good.
Yeah.
Although I did do a remote play to my new iPad Pro PlayStation. I hooked up my fucking AIM PS5 fucking Pro controller to my iPad and played fucking, what did I play? Final Fantasy 16. Fucking works great. I'm like, okay, there's my remote play solution too. So if I can't get it to work on this thing, then fine, whatever. But it is nice to have the form factor where I can just lay on my couch as opposed to sitting in front of my iPad. So I don't know, man. It's cool though. Thank you. Appreciate it.
My coworker just said his tracking is working, and it's shipping from Ontario, California.
Motherfucker, where does your coworker live?
Here in Washington.
That's mine. I live exactly in Ontario.
But there you go. They're shipping some from Ontario.
Yeah, so I assume that's where mine will come eventually. But what the fuck? Does that mean there's no warehouse in Washington? That's insane to think.
That would be. It doesn't surprise me. Washington's an awful place to try to ship to the rest of the country.
No, that's true. But
it actually is a very hard place to ship things from. It wouldn't surprise me if Valve has their West Coast one is Ontario.
Wow.
They have one probably. They said they have one in Illinois somewhere.
No, they do. So, it's just south of Chicago. That's what everyone.
Yeah, so that I bet there's that one, and I think there potentially is one in the southeast.
Well, it's interesting. I'm wondering, like, we're F5ing the clock all fucking day, but like, is there any chance we're gonna get any updates tonight? Probably not. I would assume.
I assume they're warehouse staff. This isn't an Amazon warehouse where people are working 24/7.
Yeah, they get to go home, be with their families.
I am pretty sure people, just go away. Like,
which is great. I want them to go home. Like, this thing is just not. This thing is not.
I would like my Steam Deck, please.
I was hoping to have it during Thanksgiving
this week.
Break.
Yeah,
and it's not going to happen, and that's okay. But boo.
Yeah,
that's all right. My semester ends in a couple weeks anyway, so
there you go. Still be fine then. So yeah, pretty excited for this. People are getting it. I saw a screenshot today on Reddit that was the Elden Ring startup screen.
I saw that.
It was like OLED potato quality, but you can definitely the black is black.
The black is very black on that OLED. It is nice.
And you're like, yep, okay. It's very nice. I am looking forward to this thing.
The thing I'm most excited about, like, first of all, I love playing handheld on my Switch. That's how I play a lot of my games. But the ergonomics, the way it looks, where it has the wraparound kind of like grip for your hands on this thing, not just a fucking flat rectangle like the Switch, that I'm very excited about that. Yes. I know the regular regular Steam Deck has that too. That's not an OLED thing, but
no, that's just the
still exciting.
Does that have paddle buttons as well?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
like a Pro Controller kind of thing.
Yep.
And then those trackpads. I haven't heard anyone. Have you heard people talk about?
No one's complained about them. They're fine. I know that the screen, I mean, it's a touch screen, but they increased the refresh of the polling for touch on it, so it's a much smoother touch screen than it was on the original one. Sent that digital foundry thing that, like, input lag is down across the board on everything. Although it does seem like it's also down across the board for
the LCD.
The LCD, because of the new firmware as well, has improved it, but the OLED also just is better for input lag, so that's cool. I mean,
apparently the 3.5 update really kickstarted the LCD, so people who have the old one are excited too.
Oh, I'm sure.
What are you playing on this first, man?
That is a good question. What I'm gonna fire up on here?
Yeah, I'm like, do I play something that, like, gonna put it through its paces, or do I just play, fucking finish Disco Elysium?
There you go. I mean, I might throw Baldur's Gate 3 on it to see what that's like.
Yeah.
Just throw Vampire Survivors on it. That'll be fine.
That's what
That's all I need.
Right? I got this fucking, $700 machine or $600 machine or whatever. I'm playing fucking $3 game on it.
Oh, sure.
That you can.
And I was looking at the stuff that actually, when they check on whenever you look for compatibility on games, like you go to the game and you're like, so, like, Astroneer is what is Astroneer? Astroneer has one that a lot of ones have, because they're playable, but they're not fully verified. But the not fully verified stuff this is funny for compatibility. This game sometimes shows mouse, keyboard, or non-Steam Deck controller icons. So you'll get flagged. If your game does not show proper Steam Deck controller icons, you will never be verified.
But if that's the only thing holding it back, then that's still eminently playable.
Yeah, it's completely. And then, like, Astroneer is also, some in-game text is small and may be difficult to read. Correct. But everything else functions completely fine. Like, everything functions fine in the game. It's just, hey, our prompts don't use Steam Deck iconography if you're on a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
And our text can be small on a screen, a handheld, because it's not designed for that screen.
When I heard that the small text on the screen on the 1 terabyte is a little harder to read than on yours because of that screen, the way it diffuses the light.
But that's why most things are playable and not verified.
That's great. Awesome.
So I think playable is good enough for
exactly.
Almost everything.
Maybe I'll fire up Astroneer first.
Actually, I should fire up Astroneer as the first thing I do. That would be the fitting thing.
Yes, exactly. Or I could go back and find out what my first Steam game was. It's fucking Counter-Strike. I know what it is. Never mind.
First Steam game.
I wonder if you can find that. Like, the first Steam game you ever played.
I mean, I'm sure it's Counter-Strike.
I assume mine's Counter-Strike.
Like, because that was why people got Steam in the first place.
Yeah. I remember coming back from Peace Corps and wanting to download Steam so I could continue playing Counter-Strike.
I don't remember that. This is a hard thing because...
Wasn't it Half-Life 1? Half-Life 1 came with Steam? Or no, that's not right.
It's Half-Life 2 required Steam. Required Steam. And actually, people could use Steam before that as more like a game browser sort of thing.
Okay.
But I think Half-Life 2 was probably my first game. Because I doubt I played Counter-Strike before that. I don't remember playing...
When did Counter-Strike 2... Or, Half-Life 2 come out?
Half-Life 2 came out in... I mean, I can look. Because actually my Steam badge for years of service is about a month before it came out in 2004. And it came out in November 2004, and my Steam account was created on October 7th, 2004. Mm-hmm. And if I remember right, the earliest someone could have is about 1 year earlier. September 2003 was when Steam launched publicly to people to start using.
Oh my god, you didn't play Counter-Strike before then?
Why would I? I wasn't into...
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure I played Counter-Strike at some... First release was November 9th, 2000. I'm sure I played it in college some. But probably before ever using Steam, I would probably play it on... Man, what servers? GameSpy?
Yeah, GameSpy.
Like there was different server browsers. And I'm pretty sure I played it on not Steam. Well, Steam didn't exist then. It came out. Steam didn't exist for 3 more years.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, that's right.
So no, I did play Counter-Strike on some stuff. I know that. But I had probably already stopped playing it by the time Steam started rolling out. And then we want to talk about DRM and crap, my unhappiness. I remember myself at that time and being like, having to get Half-Life 2 and being like, God damn it, I have to install Steam. I hate this so much. Like, I have the disc, I can't play the game because I have to install it and it has to verify all the files and decrypt them so I can play my game that I bought with my money. And Steam was not happy the day that Half-Life 2 came out. No one was playing that game for a while.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, the decryption took forever because their servers were just dying.
Yep.
But I mean, back then I was like, why is Valve forcing me to use this?
Yep.
This online connected program. Like, just let me install the game and play, please.
Yep.
Oh, how times have changed. But
yes, exactly.
There was a lot of crankiness back then. So no, maybe I'll probably boot up Astroneer. Could boot up Half-Life 1. That's for its 25th anniversary.
Yeah, that also feels quite appropriate.
Yeah. Now that they've verified, I wonder what it was before that didn't verify it. It was probably something like text or something, because I'm pretty sure it was playable. I bet it was those prompts and text in Half-Life, and they're like, oh, we need to change that. Because Half-Life runs on everything.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, that's the Steam Deck. It's coming. People are getting it, just not us.
Just us. One day.
Got packaged on Friday?
Mine was packaged on Saturday. I don't think I got mine till Saturday.
Mine got packaged on Friday. I'm looking at my Slack thread at work where we're talking about getting them. Yeah, mine was 3 days ago. Yep.
And it's just been sitting there ever since.
November 17th. Yeah, Friday afternoon it got packaged and has just been sitting wherever it's sitting.
Yeah, I wonder what that means. Like, where is that? Where has that been sitting?
I know. But no.
And that's okay. That's okay. We'll be able to.
It's so okay.
It's revitalized my interest in, learning more about Steam. I have realized, I did not know this. I have like fucking 800 games because obviously Humble Bundle for years and, other areas that I've gotten games from. And I, was organizing them for a while, but like organizing them is tedious. I have a lot of uncategorized, but then I realized that you can do a dynamic collection and it just pulls all the ones based on its tags instead of you selecting them. I never noticed that before. So that's kind of neat. So just kind of, I took a game out of my RPG one and I put it into a new dynamic RPG, and it pulled everything in my Steam library that's tagged RPG. And then now instead of an RPG with 70 games in it, now I have RPG with 279 games in it.
There you go.
So it's helping me organize. That's nice.
Yeah, mine are all uncategorized. Well, that's not true. I categorized PopCap games. So I have uncategorized. I have all PopCap games are in one. Mm-hmm. And then I have a category for demos. When I download demos, I stick them into their own category. Everything else is just a big giant lump. I should do that for Devolver though, so I can easily go through and be like, which Devolver game am I going to play today?
There was one that came out last. Wow, shit! I wish I had written down the name. I'll have to go look for it because it was. I don't want to use the word bizarre, but it looked really interesting. Apparently a puzzle. I have 210 puzzle games. That must not be right. What are you categorizing as puzzle? I guess it would cross-reference these games. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go to the store real fast and see if I can find Devolver Digital. If I look up Astroneer now, does it show you as Devolver Digital? No.
Because that's not a requirement of Devolver.
Interesting.
We are not publishing our Astroneer through Devolver. We publish it by ourselves.
Got it. Devolver Digital, 142 games. Karmazoo, that was it. Karmazoo. I saw a fucking video on YouTube of this game called Karmazoo.
It is in my library. What the hell is this thing?
Joyful cooperative platformer for up to 10 players.
Altruistic. Okay.
Work together to conquer challenges, earn the most valuable resource of all, karma. Your hard-earned. The thing that I thought was just by reading that, and I'm probably going to check it out, or maybe you'll check it out and let me know. Is it sounded like the online system for Mario Wonder, where you have like people working together in a platforming challenge to like give each other clues and whatever else, help each other out. But it's only $7.49. Maybe I'll just check it out.
The loop is where you'll join a team of up to 10 random players around the world. Together, you'll tackle a series of increasingly challenging puzzles that adapt to the size of your team, the characters you play, and the perks you pick together. No two runs are quite the same when the players in the game itself are changing. Interesting.
This looks fucking cool. Yeah. Okay. I might just add that to my cart. It's 25% discount right now.
Oh.
And you have it because you are awesome. So, yeah, I might check that out for next week. Maybe I'll be playing it on my Steam Deck by then. There's also a game my daughter wanted me to get, which is Cat's Hidden. It's like, where did it go? Cat's Hidden, and then just different places. Cat's Hidden in Maple Hollow.
There's a lot of Cat's Hidden games.
Yes, it's just it's a hand-drawn thing. You just have to find cats in the picture. And my daughter was like, I would love to play that. I just want to find cats.
It's basically like a cat. Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? Yeah, exactly. Like find the cat.
Oh God, we're so old, and I'm sure so many people don't get that reference. But
you know what?
Waldo?
I'm so fucking annoyed that last week trivia question was like, what bespeckled adventurer first was found in print in 1987 in the middle of a busy unnamed British market town? You can put the English or British name. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I have no idea who this is. It was fucking Waldo, or the British version, Wally.
Huh.
So
okay,
yeah, I got that wrong.
Bespeckled?
Yeah, his glasses on.
Oh, I see his glasses. Yeah, that's right.
I was like, is this Harry Potter? No, that's too early for Harry Potter. What the fuck are we talking about here? I put Paddington Bear because I'm a moron.
No, I wouldn't have got Waldo from that one. That's not where my head was going.
No, mine either. Not enough clues there.
Find cats. I mean, that seems like a fun time.
All right, I have thrown Karmazoo into my cart, and I will pick that up.
I don't know if there's been much of any other big, like, that's what's going on with us. Big news. Embracer is still embracing everything.
And we have nothing to say about KOTOR remake.
Yeah,
every time we say something, it's a fucking headline.
It's like, it's probably dead.
Well, Grubb reports it's dead. He's like, no one is actively working on it.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Nintendo Indie Showcase we didn't talk about.
Oh, but, right. I didn't really see a lot in there that I cared.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Outer Wilds is coming to Nintendo Switch, but other people have other places to play that.
Actually, could play that on a Steam Deck. I'd probably enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah. That was on the 14th. That was a week ago. Highland Song Backpack Hero, which is the game that you talked about. You played a demo of.
No. Mine was Backpack Battles.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
Backpack Hero. I thought the same thing at first. I was like, what? No. This is similar concept, though, that your build, like how you store stuff in your inventory helps you along, gives you abilities and stuff. But this is a roguelike. Backpack Battles is an online auto battler.
Do you know what we're supposed to be talking about?
What?
I'm going to send you a link because this is what we're supposed to be talking about. And we don't need to talk about the Nintendo Indie Showcase because we are supposed to be talking about this.
Right. I think I know what you're sending.
Yes, you probably do.
Oh, yeah. I did all my nominations.
I have a few things to say about this.
Yeah.
The Game Awards nominees. I forgot.
Yeah.
So let's do a couple of these.
Which one do you want? Where do you want to go? I don't care about any of the esports crap.
No. We're just focused on a few things that we care about.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit view all categories. Okay. So it's like a fucking boxes here. Do you want to start? I want to start with fucking indie game. Where the fuck is that? Independent. Best independent game. For outstanding. Is this the right one? This is the right one. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher's system. So we've got Cocoon, Sea of Stars, Dredge, Viewfinder, which all makes sense to me. And then we have Dave the Diver.
Which sure. Again, not
next song.
Independent at all.
I want to know what you thought of that.
I mean, we talked about it before. Indie isn't a specific anymore. I mean, but there are categories for a traditional publisher system, and no, Dave the Diver is definitely not outside of the traditional publisher system.
Yeah, because that's what I want to talk about. Because here we have the specific definition of what they are thinking, and that's like to me.
Yeah, but again, they say that I'm like, no, indie is a vibe now more than anything.
For sure. Yeah,
because again, why isn't Baldur's Gate 3 in this list? Because it should be.
It should be.
And especially on that, because Larian is just self-publishing. They don't have anyone else.
Right. That's outside the traditional publisher system.
It totally is.
Yeah.
Their whole game has been outside the traditional publishing system. But I get that they don't want to put Baldur's Gate 3 in another category.
It would just own it. Yeah.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. So just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go next?
All right. I don't know. Let's see. Here's a thing we can talk about, because it was come up. I think Starfield's only on here one time.
Yeah, it is.
And it's best RPG.
Yep.
It's in the best RPG field, which is going to go to Baldur's Gate 3 in this list, hands down.
I'm interested that Final Fantasy 16 is in RPG and not in action. I believe it's not in action.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Yeah, it's not. Is it just action adventure?
No, this one's just action. There is also action adventure, but for the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat. I feel like maybe that's not Final Fantasy.
I think that's
16?
why that isn't 16. Because I wouldn't compare 16 to the games that are here so much.
Yeah.
But Baldur's Gate has taken best RPG, and Starfield only getting that one nomination. Which is to say, like, whenever you look at Game of the Year and all these top awards, you're just like, man, this was a banger year. Like,
oh yeah,
some of these games that are just like super top tier games, and even ones that are just so very good, just can't make the list this year because of how many amazing games came out.
Well, speaking of that, though, that's come up in best game category, and I don't really care either way about this, but best game, it's Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but then Resident Evil 4, which is a remake. I wonder, in a year full of bangers, that's amazing that there's a remake that's in the top 6.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's. Yeah, I mean, it's sitting at a 92 open.
Oh, it's an amazing game. Yeah,
it is an amazing. But I mean, it is an amazing game already. Like 4 was perennially looked at as like one of the best Resident Evil ever. Right. So I don't know. they didn't screw it up and they made it better. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I haven't played it and won't play it. So
everything that I've heard is that's the case. Yeah.
Then maybe it deserves to be here.
Would you swap it out with anything else? Do you think anything's missing from this list in terms of like top
games of the year? I don't think so. Is there indie stuff that I would count?
Yeah, because for me, that's the thing that stands out. Is I feel like sometimes we have, because there's 6 games, we usually have like 5 AAA and 1 indie here.
Yeah,
and we don't have. Well, I mean, we have Baldur's Gate 3.
Exactly. Which is likely going to win. Let's just be honest. I don't.
God, do you
mean that in a bad way? I'm like, all this. Yeah, I think Baldur's Gate 3 wins this.
You think it's going to beat Zelda?
Yeah,
I think it would on the fact that it's novel, and Zelda won this before.
Yeah, and I also go with the thing that people just aren't talking about Zelda anymore.
I don't know.
The online zeitgeist is dead for that game.
Yeah.
And traction matters. And I'm like, Tears of the Kingdom did a lot of really cool stuff. It's a great game, and it builds on Breath of the Wild, but it's wholly not a different game than Breath of the Wild.
That's right.
It adds things to it, and it's really great. But I think Baldur's Gate 3 is getting this one. Now, game direction...
Oh, that's going to fucking Alan Wake 2, if that's in the
if it's going to go somewhere,
Best game direction.
Creative vision and innovation.
There it is, game direction.
I think it should go to Alan Wake 2.
I think so too. I think
it could go to Baldur's Gate 3 though.
I mean, God damn it, I think Alan Wake 2 wins this one hands down. It's not even
a
question.
In my opinion, because it is it is such a creative vision. Baldur's Gate 3, if I go with it, I'm like, it has great vision on what it's doing, but it's built off of D&D. It's Forgotten Realms. It's not its wholly own thing in that way. It's building off of a lot of lore. It does have great design, but it's still that design is grounded in 5th edition D&D.
Well, it's also innovation, and Baldur's Gate 3 innovates. It does.
Oh yeah, and the CRPGs greatly. Although it doesn't go. That's the thing with it. I don't know if it polishes CRPGs.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think anything on here innovates. Like if I were to focus on innovate, it would be Alan Wake 2, Mario Wonder, and Legend of Zelda. The other two wouldn't even be there.
Yep.
And yeah, it's toss up. But I think this is Alan Wake's category to win.
Getting that one.
Yeah, category to win.
We'll go down to the next one. Best narrative.
I mean,
I think Alan Wake should win this one.
But Baldur's Gate 3 has a fucking incredible narrative.
Until the 3rd act.
Oh, okay.
It's really long in the tooth in the 3rd act. It just doesn't. It doesn't have as much. I still enjoy the crap out of it, but story-wise, it really takes a step down compared to.
Interesting.
Act 2 is very good, and then 3 just feels. I don't know what it feels like. It's actually too full in 3. It's not focused. Is my biggest problem there, and there seems to be a lot of like threads that you're just trying to tie up, but they don't feel like they're coming back all the time.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. I'm just like, Baldur's Gate 3's narrative is great. If they take it on the standpoint of it's your narrative, should totally win. Like that's that's where it's insane.
But for the curated narrative that is like told, Alan Wake 2, man.
Yeah.
I just don't know how. I haven't finished Final Fantasy 16.
No, it's fine, but it's not. I really liked 16, but it doesn't deserve to win this, unfortunately.
I don't know what's going to win. Score? Is it under best score?
It's under best score and best performance.
Oh.
I could see Ben Starr getting performance, I'll be honest.
No, I could too, but Baldur's Gate 3 folks are in there.
No, Asterian's the only one in there.
Yeah, Neil
and
Newbon.
I don't. Amelia needs to be in there. I'd give it to Amelia. I wouldn't give it to Asterian.
Well, Neil Newbon just won over Amelia in the Golden Joysticks, so.
No, Ben Starr won Golden Joystick.
Not for performance.
Yes, he did.
I thought it was Neil Newbon.
Nope.
I watched his speech. Did he win for something that I'm thinking of something different?
Yes.
Interesting.
Best lead performer, Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16.
Oh yeah, because Neil Newbon would not be a lead. That's right.
Do they have a support? They do have a supporting.
That's what he won for. Okay. I'm like, I fucking saw him win an award, but yeah, you're right. It's not lead. Yeah, as a lead, we've got Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16, Cameron Monaghan in Jedi Survivor, Idris Elba, Cyberpunk, Yuri Lowenthal, Spider-Man 2. Yeah, they've got Neil Newbon here. And they've got Melanie Liburd from Alan Wake 2. Fuck. Some good stuff there.
Yeah. I don't think it's Yuri Lowenthal or Cameron Monaghan, and I don't think Idris Elba either. All fine performances, but the other three are far more standout to me.
Yeah.
But in this one, I'm just like, why isn't Amelia here? Amelia Tyler should be on this list if we want a Baldur's Gate 3 performance, because that game is her. Holy crap.
It is, absolutely, yeah.
I know it's not a character through the narrator isn't actually a specific character that you're seeing perform in the game, but my God, the amount of hours of lines she recorded for that game.
Yep. Have you seen her outtakes?
Yes, they're so hilarious.
Oh god, they're so good.
She's in something coming.
She is?
Yeah, Amelia Tyler is in. There was another game that she was in. Behind the voice actors, she's in Hades 2.
Oh,
she's Hecate.
Okay.
So there you go. I was like, oh yeah, what's she in? She's in Hades 2. Which from the Game Awards is on the list for best upcoming game or most
anticipated, right?
Anticipated game. From that category, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. For me, it's either Hades 2 or Final Fantasy VII. I'm still holding out Hades 2 early access drops December 7th during the awards.
That would cap off an incredible fucking year.
Yeah.
Like I would drop
and
everything.
I'd have a freaking Steam Deck to play that on, and I'd play the crap out of it.
Do we know it's going to be on Steam and not just
No,
Epic?
we don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's up to whatever Supergiant wants to do.
Yeah.
But, man, that was cool. Yep. I don't know. I would say Baldur's Gate 3 shows up here all the time. Like, Actually, we talk music and score. This is actually a pretty interesting category. Because you have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think it's Tears of the Kingdom.
I don't think so either. Yeah,
it's great music. But those other four are so drastically different and so very good musically.
The thing that's interesting about Hi-Fi Rush is, like, from what I played at least, like, there is certainly music that they've done, but there's also music that's
licensed.
Licensed,
yes.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So,
and it is this is meant for original or licensed soundtrack,
which is fine. For me, if I were voting, licensed, unless it's done in a way that is like new. And I don't remember Hi-Fi Rush being new, but I could be wrong.
It has both. It has licensed tracks, and then it has a streamer mode where they made their own music.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There's two ways of going.
Yeah.
But honestly, if I was thinking about that, I'd probably put them in best audio design, winning that one, which Hi-Fi Rush is. I think Hi-Fi Rush's audio design is pretty incredible. Yeah. The music and all the sounds working together, they actually make a lot of. I mean, it's a rhythm game.
I just don't see how. Like, okay, if I narrow it down to Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Final Fantasy 16, like, I feel like those are the three. It could be one of those three. Like, Final Fantasy 16 and Baldur's Gate 3 are both like more. Baldur's Gate 3 more traditional, kind of symphonic. Final Fantasy 16 that plus like shredding guitars.
Yes.
But Alan Wake 2, like, we're talking about all the songs here, including the ones from like the interstitials and the fucking 16-minute.
All the music they made for themselves. Like they licensed none of that music.
It's hands down
brought those people in to just make songs based on the game.
Like,
and the narrative.
Wake 2, they brought in who was the one you sent? It was
Poe.
Dude, if this doesn't win this category, like, how could it not? It's so fucking unique and different, and it's all great music here.
And they did the musical number as well, the 14 minutes.
That's what
musical.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, they definitely innovated on the music in the game in a lot of ways. Not that Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't. Baldur's Gate 3 has some great songs in there. But it's more traditional in that way. And same with 16. 16 is more traditional, just with you said some guitars in there and some techno sometimes added in. But it's a more traditional orchestral soundtrack. Alan Wake 2 is, I don't even know what to call Alan Wake 2's soundtrack. Just it goes back to the thing, a very strong creative vision on what it needs to be on all sides.
I'm still blown away, and because like this was nowhere on my radar. I never played Alan Wake. I've only played one Remedy game, which is not even in the Remedy verse anymore. And obviously I didn't play it. I watched it, which I will pick up Alan Wake 2 to give them money eventually. But it was nowhere on my radar, and I fucking watched, what was it, a 16-hour video or whatever? Yeah. Fuck. Really amazing shit, dude. Still impressed.
Yeah.
Like, do I get to put that on my Game of the Year list? I didn't play the fucking thing. I just watched the whole thing. I don't even know.
I mean, that's the hard thing to know. And I'm like, I don't know.
It's our list.
It's our
what we want.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, the Game Awards, I feel like they recognized most of the biggest things that have come out in at least one category or another.
I think it's a well-balanced nominee list. And
it is.
It kind of, this is not indicative of the whole thing, but it's no more evidence than in Best Family, where Best Family has 2 Nintendo games and not 5.
That's true. That's true.
So I was like, all right, cool.
So it's only two Nintendo games this time, and it's probably going to be Wonder, right? Although, is that family? No, it is. It's multi. You can do couch multiplayer.
It's more family than other Nintendo games I've been recently.
Yeah.
That have been nominated for this. That I played with my daughter and my wife, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Mostly my daughter. My wife's like, oh, that's cool. Anyway, bye.
But yeah, I did my voting. We'll see what happens. That's 2 weeks from Thursday. So 2 weeks from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's the 7th, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I am quite excited for this.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'm very curious on what Keighley has in store for this one.
There's got to be something. Like,
there's all stuff. Yeah, there's all the awards and then all his exclusives that he's gotten lined up for this, and people really do take advantage of that from the marketing standpoint. They give him a lot of stuff now. So that'll be fun. Ideally, we see stuff from the Elden Ring expansion here. Come on, it's time.
Yes, it is time. There's no way it's available today, but that would be great for my
for spring probably.
Yeah. It's going to be a great start to the year. Man, yeah. I'm still racking my brain where I'm going with my vote for Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3 or Legend of Zelda. I just can't fucking decide, man.
Nah,
I think the Steam Deck is going to help me choose, man.
It's been Baldur's Gate 3 still, even with the labels on
Act 3.
Act 3, not and just from a narrative standpoint. I have not once had an interest in going back to Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Which is the thing for me. I'm still going back to Baldur's Gate 3 every once in a while, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, since you played, did you finish your second playthrough?
Yes. I'm on a third playthrough. And just getting different I'm doing Dark Urge on now, and there's just a ton of different stuff, and supposedly, and I'm very curious on this, if you play Dark Urge and resist the urge all the time, there is specific story content for that.
Yes, there is.
There's like some capstone to doing that is specific to that, and it recognizes that you have done that through the game. And I'm like, what the hell was that? What is it? I'm kind of curious. So I'll do a Dark Urge while I resist the urge as best as I can.
Yeah, it's so interesting because like the conceit of that I don't know, that character or whatever is like not resisting, but that you can is super interesting.
Yes. Well, you don't know. That's the thing you're playing. You don't know why you have this urge.
Yeah, right. So maybe you do want to resist it, just like you want to get that fucking slug out of your head.
Yep. But yeah, pretty excited for that. 2 weeks until these awards, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to clean up, is my thought. And, well, if they, in most categories that it's nominated in.
If the golden joysticks are a harbinger, or not, that's a negative thing, but whatever. Forecast for what's coming, for sure.
Yeah,
they're going to clean up, and that's just it's a fucking great game, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
it's just a great game in a year of great games, so someone's going to feel burned somewhere.
Yep.
So,
well, I mean, like I said, people are already starting to feel burned that Starfield was not in indies, and
yeah,
I'm sure that's rough, even from a standpoint of Bethesda making their games. I'm like,
yeah,
people have their quibbles with Starfield, but it's still a pretty resoundingly critically well received game, and generally players well received. Again, quibbles, but for it just to be so shut out just shows the quality bar that we had this year.
Well, it kind of brings the question, to my mind at least, and it's not really an important question to consider, but I forget which game it was a long time ago that was, I can't remember what it was, but it might have been Fallout 4, to be honest. The conversation around it being made in a vacuum, not in a vacuum, but in a silo, and then it comes out and games have changed around it, but it's its thing. So I just wonder, it coming out and it didn't land with a FUD. I think it's mixed. Like you said, most people are generally favorable about it, but it's not mind blowing. But it was okay. Does Bethesda look around and be like, shit, we need to change this up a bit, or are they this is what we like to make, we're gonna keep making this thing, and which is also okay.
At this point, I feel and this is the same thing that kind of Baldur's Gate 3 was in with the CRPGs. I think Bethesda needs to, if they want to make games like Bethesda does, which is, I think, fine, there's still a place for that type of RPG in that Bethesda RPG, they just need to look at it with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And drop the stuff that's not working and innovate on their mechanics further, not just small changes here and there. It's no, okay, go back somewhat to the drawing board, but not completely being all right, we are an FPS for Elder Scrolls 6, FPS fantasy RPG, open world. Go to those cores and then being okay, clearly we need to have conversations, need to be more dynamic and presented in a more interesting way. The overall exploration, which I guess Starfield is a little weird there, but they haven't had a problem with that with exploration in Skyrim. There was so much to do in that game.
Yeah, right.
It felt great so it's go back to that. Why is this world fun to explore, to find and do? What weird stories can you stumble into? I think a lot of it is just the presentation as they do it. Needs to be, it's kind of lagged over the years. They probably should use a completely new engine, not just Creation Engine 2.
Right.
It's time to be a big revamp there. So I don't think they're gone. And I don't think they have to scrap everything. I think they just need some deep soul searching on what's important to the people that play their games.
Are they going to do it? Hopefully they do.
They got time, I guess.
I mean, yeah, the Fallout 5 and fucking Elder Scrolls 6 aren't out for quite a while, so.
Yeah. Well, cool.
So, yeah, cool. Well, here we are waiting for the deck, talking about game awards that are coming out. We'll be playing our decks, watching the game awards, I'm sure, on December 7th. It's very cool. Very exciting.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah. Anything else for the podcast tonight, Anthony?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, that was episode 408 of Prof and Dev Play Games. If you like us, please call Valve and tell them to give us our fucking OLED Steam Decks. But otherwise, please rate us on your podcast service of choice. And we will be back next week with, I can only assume, our hands-on impressions of the fucking OLED.
Let's hopefully, yes, please.
Fingers crossed.
Later, everyone.
All right, folks. See ya.